more than 4 hours, dozens of questions from different regions of Russia and various Russian and foreign media outlets. Russian President Vladimir Putin held an annual marathon press conference summing up the year. He reaffirmed Russian troops had the upper hand along the whole of the battlefront in Ukraine, and that the fighters were reclaiming territory by the square kilometer every day, but said it was difficult and pointless to guess what lies ahead. Questions came from the Kursk region, parts of which are still controlled by Ukraine.
I can't. I just don't want to name a specific date when the Ukrainian forces will be forced out. There was no military sense in the Ukrainian armed forces entering the Kursk region, or holding on there now as they are doing, throwing their best assault groups and units there to be slaughtered. But nevertheless, this is happening. We will definitely force them out. Completely. Absolutely. Definitely. It cannot be any other way.
Putin said Moscow was ready to make compromises on Ukraine, adding that Kyiv should be ready for them as well, and said there were no preconditions for talks, although he emphasized that the peace plan proposed in the 2022 Istanbul agreements should be taken as a basis for negotiations, as well as the new realities on the ground. Putin also accused Ukraine of terrorism following the murder of Russian General Igor Kirillov. On other fronts, Putin has hailed Russian involvement in Syria, saying that the recent events were not a blow to Moscow, and it is looking forward to peace in the country.
We maintain relations with all the groups that control the situation there, with all the countries of the region. The overwhelming majority of them tell us that they would be interested in us keeping our military bases in Syria. I don't know, we have to think about it, because we have to decide for ourselves how our relations develop with the political forces that now control the situation in that country and will control it in the future.
On China-Russia ties, Putin said they have reached unprecedentedly high levels and that the two were coordinating their actions on the international stage. The Russian president addressed the state of the Russian economy, saying that despite growing inflation, it was still growing. President Putin answered dozens of questions related to numerous domestic issues, such as housing, transportation, social support, and many other spheres of life. With some 2 million requests made, Russians are hoping that the issues they brought the president's attention to will be addressed in 2025. Dasha Chernysova, CGTN, Moscow.